Hi guys, so we're back again for another stocks by request. Again, we're gonna talk about the top stocks that you guys requested over social media. But before that, let me talk about the index and then some of the news related to the stocks that we will talk about via technical analysis. So by the way, if you're new to this channel, my name's Marvin Gurmo, a stock market trader and investor, and this is my second channel. And in this channel, we're gonna talk about primarily the charts, technical analysis. It will be very, very raw. So if you want more of this, you want more of the markets, you want more analysis in a very raw and timely manner, subscribe, smash the bell so you get updated every time I come up with new content about investing. If you want more about stocks, you can also go to my first channel, Marvin Gurmo, where we have over 1,600 videos there already talking about stocks. Now, let's talk about the PSEI first. Let me pull up the chart. So if you look at it here, I know we talked about this yesterday and we've been tracking the price for the past few days. You will see that in spite of the movement today, you know that the PSEI closed above the 6,000 level. It closed at 6,076. But in spite of the movement today, it wasn't enough to achieve what we wanted. Number one, it still is in the downtrend. If you look at the downward trending slope that I posted yesterday or the past few days, it's still here. It's still a great way off. It still hasn't reversed yet. Then for the second straight day, we're seeing the PSEI move close to the resistance. The resistance for the short term right now is at 6147. So I repeat, people always say that 6,000 is the resistance, but if you start to plot it here, you also have a resistance at the 6147 level. So from a psychological standpoint, it's very good that we're seeing the PSEI uh, stay the course and stay above the 6,000 level. But if you want to see it move higher, I really believe it must break out from the 6147 level. And what's so interesting also is it coincides with this downward trending slope. So if you want to see the market move higher, one of the things that it must watch out for and one of the things that it must consider to break out from is this particular level. And if it breaks past that, then we get to see if it has a chance to go to the 6379 level for the short term. But that being said, the market is currently on the second day close to the resistance. I repeat, the market is at the second day close to the resistance. Failure to break out from this will warrant either a slowdown or a or a shorter consolidation or a retracement here, close to the 5.9 level where we have a smaller and shorter support range, or if selling prevails also, uh, it could go back here to the 5687 level. So what could possibly trigger that? Of course, people are watching what will happen to Metro Manila. Will we revert back to GCQ or are we going back to MECQ? A lot of the data from companies have already been revealed. Not majority, but a lot of the companies already have given their second quarter results. A lot of them in the red. Some of them uh, lower, no, not much growth than what it was last year. So this is really not an exciting time for those who were tracking the business as a whole. And no, and please remember this: everyone at the end of 2019 had high hopes for the economy, but because of this coronavirus, because of this pandemic, because of the lockdown, we're seeing either a slowdown or a drop in earnings, or a lot of the companies are getting losses as well. Now, speaking of that, we had AGI disclose their earnings for the second quarter of 2020 and their entire first half earnings. AGI got 23.8 billion pesos in revenue. Net income was relatively down at 4.1 billion pesos, and it's still the same story from all of the videos that I created. It's still because of the quarantine. Please remember, I'm gonna give you the numbers later on of Megaworld, McDonald's, Emperador, and Resorts World, but AGI is the mother company, the holding company of all of those. So that means if malls are closed, Megaworld is not making enough money. If Megaworld is not making good money, it will affect AGI as well. So mall rentals, real estate sales were not as good, but please remember, one of the sweet spots of Megaworld is they're exposed to the BPO sector. And I've been saying this over and over and over again. Uh, The BPO sector is one of the more resilient ones, one of the more resilient companies in this sectors in this pandemic that we have. So as long as the BPO sector is there, I think Megaworld will reap a large amount of benefit from that. Speaking of Megaworld, the reservations were relatively good. Sales were around 38 billion for the first half of the year. And then a big portion of it, half of it at least, around 17 billion, was done in Q2 of 2020, which means that there's still buying and spending power for middle to high income portions of the Philippine economy. If there's a bright spot for AGI, it's Emperador. Emperador had a 2% growth for the first half of the year, making its profit around 3.3 billion pesos. So, if you will rank everything, Emperador is their bright spot. It's something that's doing well. In the middle, you have Megaworld because the BPO industry was protecting them, and then you still had people taking up some of their developments. But in terms of those that got hit, Resorts World Manila net loss 3.7 billion, with the fact that all of the casinos were closed, with the fact that there's no travel, so no one's staying in their hotels. They got a net loss for the first half of 2020 at 3.7 billion pesos. Now, I talked about Jollibee having a 10 billion peso quarter net loss for 2020 and around 12 billion for the first half of the year. McDonald's also lost money, but not as big as Jollibee. Why am I saying this? Why is McDonald's loss lesser than Jollibee? McDonald's exposure, when we say McDonald's, it's only McDonald's Philippines, whereas Jollibee, it's all of the Jollibee stores, franchises, and brands around the world. And in terms of footprint in the Philippines, for every three Jollibee stores, as in just the Jollibee brand, you only have one McDonald's. So same effect if when the economy was closed, especially when we were in ECQ, larger lockdowns, stricter lockdowns, majority of those stores were closed. Hence the 709 million loss. So McDonald's is not listed. What I will share to you from the charts is AGI, Megaworld, and Emperador. So comment below if you're learning. Comment if this is something that's helping you. By the way, if you want to learn more about technical analysis, in the link below, in the description, I have five books about two books about technicals, two books also that will be a hybrid between the basics and the fundamentals of the market. Then another book called Where Should You Invest? If you'd like to know more about that, you can click the link. The books are available via Shopee. Then I have two online courses with Chinkitan and Sean C. Where we talk about the basics of business investing and the markets in general. And for those who want to invest in US markets, you can do so via eToro. The link is in the description also below. Now, let's look at the charts. Comment below if you're learning. Comment if this is something that's helping you and giving you so much value. So, as you all know, what I'm doing is we're trying to combine both technicals and fundamentals. We're trying to combine how things have been going. But for AGI, I just wanted to pinpoint this. AGI had its run up. It was 2012. I remember when this was happening. We were in Europe, had the honeymoon, and then AGI was massively going up at that time. It pushed up. It even went as high as 32 pesos. But after that, as you can see here, AGI is still in a massive downtrend. The downtrend that we saw that started in 2014 to where we are right now is still pretty much intact. So if you're saying that, so that's possible pala, Marvin, we can see stocks go down for years. We could see stocks go down and be in downtrends for years, that it does not reverse. Yeah, this is one example of it. AGI has been in this downtrend since 2014, so it's been 6 years already where AGI's uh, where AGI's chart, price action and chart is showing us that there's still no reversal signal yet. Now, allow me to go deeper into this. You will see this. If I'll draw support and resistances here for those who want to be quick traders. So just to share, and if you're a position trader, no reversal signal yet, no signal yet to come in and start to buy. But if you are a quick trader, one thing that you can do is we have a support. Allow me to bring this as closer para you see it with context. You have a support here at around 5.25, and the more touches it has here, if it reverts back here, That becomes your buy signal if you want to do a quick trade. Closer resistance is at the 7.15 level. If I'll put another one, there's one that you can peg somewhere here. Shorter, if you could peg shorter resistances, no? So the main resistance that we have is at 7.2, but we have shorter resistances. Please write this down. 6, 6.65 and 7.2. So failure to break out from the 6.1 level may cause AGI to continue to go down, or at least correct headed down as well. So at the end of the day, the stock is at the resistance. That's why I love technical say we don't really have to guess or speculate. We just have to take it as it is. Now, since March this year, I wanted to submit to you that it started to move in this consolidatory pattern. If you'd also look at it here, since it moved in its consolidatory pattern, it still hasn't escaped the larger and longer trend, which depicts that it's still headed and pushing downward. So this is the consolidatory uh, range now where it's headed. And I wanted to point this out to all of you as well. This was the large drop in March from ECQ, but if you notice, this was at around 9 pesos per share. Even prior to this, last Feb, AGI was already breaking down. It was also already in a downtrend. That's why when people say the trend is your friend, you respect it with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength because it's really legit. It will take some time before some stocks with very, very strong resistances to get out of it. Now, Megaworld, if you look at it, it tried to do this is its large downtrend, which at this point, somewhere here, July, got broken. One of the reasons why it got broken because there was this counter trend here that could have developed into an uptrend, sana. But if you look at it, allow me to draw a resistance here and allow me to draw support here. If you look at it, I'll zoom in so you see it also with better context. Here, instead of bouncing at this support for the uptrend, which could have somehow, some way allowed it to boom, push up and go and form into an uptrend altogether. It was not able to. It was not able to break from this. It was not able to break from this. And the strongest resistance to watch out for Megaworld as of now is at the 3.5 peso level. But the fact that after escaping this level, it did not hold this uptrend. Please just write this down. 3.5 is your stronger resistance. And it looks like that we can just clear this so you have a better look on it. It looks like that it started to move sideways also. And the way to trade Megaworld is support 2.8, set your target price now to the 3.4, 3.5 level. This will, all intents and purposes, give you a 22% gain, especially for those who want to pick it up as close to the 2.8 level. Lastly, Emperador, before I even show you the charts first and before I give you context of what's going on, Emperador is moving up not just because of its earnings, let me zoom in, but because it was added to the index. If you guys watch, I'll please watch my video on my first channel where I talked about why do stocks that enter the index push up and why do stocks that get removed from the index get pushed down. So if you look at it, Emperador massively pushed up, breakout from this level, short term, it's up over 20 plus percent. Breakout from this level, it's up over 30, around 31, 32%. Bounce from this particular support range gives you a gain of around 40 plus percent. So regardless of where your area is for buying, over here, or over here, bounce from 7.6, breakout from 8.48, breakout from 9.23. Those are all specific buy signals. And if you did it properly, if you positioned properly, it would have given you a really, really significant gain, regardless of the news, regardless of the disclosure for AGI. So that being said, allow me to zoom out to show you where the next possible resistance is. Allow me to zoom out also to show you that, hey, this is if AGI breaks out from or Emperador breaks out from this, then we may see larger strides and larger movement. So please note next possible areas 10.83, 11.36, 11.72. I repeat 10.83, 11.36, 11.72. So if you notice the last closing price of the closing price of Emperador today, it closed at 10.98. It closed at 11, close to 11. So it still solidifies the breakout that we have over this particular range. So I just like to point this out also that fundamentally speaking, because AGI actually is earning more, it's not 2%. It's not something super amazing, but in this pandemic, in this era where companies are losing money, if you have growth, that's you're actually much better already than majority of the companies. So you have news from its inclusion in the PSEI, which funds will buy up. But above and beyond that, you have fundamentals supporting that in spite of this pandemic, in spite of this lockdown, in spite of this new normal, they're making money. So if it holds and stays above the 10.8 level, please just note this: the next possible target is 11.35 and 11.72. So there. I hope you guys got a lot from this. I hope this is something that's helping you. I hope you like my new channel. Now, this is so new. That's why I'm trying to share as much as I can also, because I really want this channel to progress, and I just really want to give you as much content as possible. I want to give you as much value as possible. I want you guys to win. I want that as you start trading the markets, this channel contributes to how you become successful. This channel contributes on how you can be one step closer to being financially free, because that's what makes me happy. Just to see more people be successful, see more people come out from just being consumers into investors. And there, so a couple of things. As usual, if you have questions, put them in the comment section. If it's a personal question, slide a DM on my Instagram, and I'll try as much as possible to answer it. Again, it's how messages are. I've been piling up mga 200 to 300 messages a day. But if hindi ako naka-reply, pasensya. Dun sa mga na-replyan ko, sakto, you were one of the first ones na nandun yung names nyo while I was looking at my phone. So I try as much as possible to personally be the one to reply to all of you, doing my best. Yeah, and what else? I guess that's it. Subscribe to my other channel, subscribe to this channel, all other playlists if you want to know more about it. May mga nagtatanong ng ginagamit ko pa ng mga mic, anong ginagamit ko na laptop for trading, anong ginagamit ko na charting system, etc. They're all in the description below. And that's it for now. Marvin Gurmo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you.